This game of Commander is brought to you by Tuck Effects, tucking Commanders since 2008. Welcome to a game of Commander featuring Kyle playing Cromat, the Cromat, Max playing Oloro, Ageless, Ascetic, and myself playing my brand new Doran, the Siege Tower deck. Cromat goes first, mulligans 3 times, and starts with a hand of Sacred Foundry, Stomping Ground, Urban Evolution, Sylvan Caryatid, and Blood Crypt. Max goes next with a starting hand of Sol Ring, Cyclonic Rift, Factor Fiction, Ashen Rider, Orzhov Basilica, Plains, and Scoured Barrens. I go last with a hand of Leaf Crown Elder, Demonic Tutor, Silklash Spider, Verdloth the Ancient, Isolated Chapel, Plains, and Twilight Mire. Kyle plays Stomping Ground. Max plays Scoured Barrens and gains a total of 3 life for the turn with Oloro's ability. I play Isolated Chapel. Kyle plays Sacred Foundry untapped, takes 2 damage, and casts Sylvan Caryatid. Max gains 2 life and plays Sol Ring. Max then plays Orzhov Basilica and returns his Barrens to his hand. I play Swamp and Demonic Tutor for a Sol Ring of my own. Kyle plays Bloom Tinder and Blood Crypt. Max goes to 47, then replays the Barrens, going to 48, and casts Darksteel Ingot. I play Twilight Mire and cast Doran. Kyle casts Urban Evolution, not bad for a 3-mulligan hand. Kyle then plays Dimir Guildgate and Wooded Foothills. Max goes to 50, plays Plains, and casts Test of Endurance. I start my turn by attacking Max so that he doesn't win the game next turn. Max takes 5 commander damage. I then play Forest, cast Sol Ring, and cast a Leaf Crowned Elder. At the end of turn, Kyle breaks his Wooded Foothills, paying a life to find Temple Garden and put it onto the battlefield. Kyle casts Sorin, Lord of Innistrad, and then pluses it to make a vampire. Kyle taps Bloom Tender for 3 mana and casts Darksteel Ingot, and then casts Pernicious Deed. Max gains 2 life, plays Glacial Fortress, and then casts Ashen Rider, exiling Kyle's Pernicious Deed. Not wanting his enchantment exiled, Kyle sacks the deed instead, costing him his vampire. I play Plains, attack Kyle with Doran, and Sorin with my Leaf Crown Elder. Sorin dies and Kyle takes 5 commander damage. Post-combat, I play Sakura Tribe Elder. Worried about the test, Kyle vindicates it, not wanting to have to worry about it later. Kyle casts his commander. Max gains 2 life on his turn, plays Plains, and casts a Johnny's Pridemate. At the end of the turn, I mortify Max's Ashen Rider, and when it dies, he exiles my Leaf Crown Elder. I sack Tribe Elder to get a Forest. I play Swamp and attack Max with Doran. Max casts Factor Fiction, and I make a pile of Consuming Vapors and Unexpectedly Absent, and then another pile of Kabira Crossroads, God of the Shrine, and Orzhov Keyroom. Max takes the one with Consuming Vapors. Max blocks Doran with his Pridemate. I play Silklash Spider. Kyle plays Terramorphic Expanse and casts Sigarda, seemingly setting up for Consuming Vapors. Kyle then attacks Max with Cromat and pumps it 1 time, dealing him 6 commander damage. Max gains 2 life, plays Arcane Sanctum, and casts Augury Adept. Kyle sacks his Expanse, putting Plains onto the battlefield. Max casts his commander. I deal 5 damage to all flyers with Silklash Spider's ability on my turn, killing Sigarda. I then attack Kyle with Doran and Max with my Spider. Kyle takes another 5 commander and Max takes 7 damage from the Spider. Kyle plays Golgari Guildgate and passes. Max gains 2 life during his upkeep and then plays Dismal Backwater, gaining another life, and then paying 1 mana and using Oloro's ability to lose Kyle and myself 1 life and draw him a card. Max attacks me with Augury Adept, dealing me 2 damage and revealing Spine of Ishsaw, gaining him 7 life, paying 1 mana, using Oloro's ability again, losing us life and drawing him another card. Max then casts Magister Sphinx, putting me to 10 life. On my turn, I play Savannah and then use Silklash Spider's ability again dealing 5 damage to all flyers, killing the Sphinx. I then attack Max for 7 with the spider. Kyle passes his turn. Max gains 2 life and pays mana again draining us and drawing a card. Max plays Evolving Wilds and casts Consuming Vapors, targeting me. I sack Silklash Spider, gaining Max 7 life. Max finishes his turn by casting Swiftfoot Boots. I attack Max with Doran, which he blocks with Augury at it. I cast Deadwood Treefolk, returning Secure Tribe Elder to hand. I then cast it and pass. Kyle gives Cromat Flying and then attacks Max. Kyle gives the Illusionary Legend +1, dealing Max 6 damage. Kyle then puts Cromat on the top of his library and casts Hollow Burial, putting Max's commander and my commander on the bottoms of our libraries. In response, I sack my Elder to put a forest onto the battlefield. When the Deadwood Treefolk leaves the battlefield, I return Secure Tribe Elder to my hand. Max no longer gains his life bonus during his upkeep. Oloro does not work from the library. Max casts Batterskull and Mirror Battlesphere, making 4 1/1 mirror tokens. I pay a life when I sack Verdant Catacombs, putting Scrubland onto the battlefield. I then cast G-Wave for 9, putting Swamp, Windswept Heath, Temple Garden, Swamp, Order of Whiteclay, Timber Protector, Llanowar Elves, Serra Ascendant onto the battlefield. 8 out of 9, not bad. I pay another life and put Force into play. I then recast Secura Tribe Elder. Kyle recasts his commander. Max contemplates attacking me with the Battlesphere, tapping mirrors, making me lose life, but instead decides to cast Disciple of Bolas, sacking Battlesphere, drawing 8 cards and gaining him 8 life. Max then plays Azorius Chancery and returns Plains to hand. Max discards at the end of his turn. Before the end of his turn, I sack Tribe Elder to get another forest. I untap and attack Max with Order of Whiteclay and Timber Protector. Max blocks 1 each with his mirror tokens. I cast Avenger of Zendikar and make 15 plant tokens. I then play God of the Shrine and make them all slightly bigger. Kyle plays Orzhov Guildgate. Kyle then attacks Max with Cromat, which Max blocks with a mirror token. Max plays Halimar Depths and rearranges his top 3 cards. Max then casts Terminus, and in response I untap my Order of Whiteclay and return Secure Tribe Elder to the battlefield. I then sack the Elder to find another forest. I pump my plants and then put them all on the bottom of the library. Kyle puts Cromat on top of his library. Now that's a commander with tuck protection. And just when I think I'm safe, Max casts Blood Baron of Vizkopa and suits it up with boots, and attacks me for 10 damage and 10 life, killing me. Kyle recasts Cromat. Let's move in a little closer to the action, shall we? That's better. Max casts Sanguine Bond. Blood Baron loses its bonus, but then Max suits it up with Batterskull, making it almost as good as an 8/8. Max then casts Vizkopa Guildmage and activates its second ability, making it a second bond effect. Kyle Cyclonic Rifts Sanguine Bond, and then Max attacks with his Blood Baron, dealing Kyle 8 damage and gaining Max 8 life, which loses Kyle another 8 life. Kyle untaps and draws, but has no out to the deadly Blood Baron, winning the game for Oloro.